Check, check, check. Everybody, good night, good night. Everybody folding in on the live. Good night. It's been a while. I see them come on and just chat with you all a bit. So much has been going on in the country for the past few weeks. And I know I've been missing in action. Well, not missing in action, just doing things behind the scenes. I've been tired, I won't lie. But so much has been going on. We have the Hadid's trial, or detention coming up. We have what else we had going on? We had Christmas lists being banned in the country. I see he was actually able to come back into the country. We have so much. Oh God, we had Joshua Samaru's father being arrested. We have a conspiracy to kill the prime minister of this country. Crazy. In the history of Trinidad and Tobago, we have never had an assassination of a government official. Crazy work. And the people who have plotted or allegedly plotted to kill the prime minister and senior government officials are basically Trinidad billionaires, or multi-millionaires. So we had that case going to come soon. We have what is being said is illicit funds may have funded the Balize house. Illicit funds may have funded the Balize house. We have that going on. We have so much going on. Too much. We are too much. We have people who they saying the heiress of Mario's Pizza was funding the 7 gang. We have. Or allegedly funding the 7 gang. We say allegedly, yes, because boy, this is crazy. This is crazy what has been going on. We have a man cussing out the prime minister and Hindu gods. Hey, it's really been a while since I come on, I ain't talked to you about all this. Wow. Yeah, man. Hey. We have a man that died in police custody. Someone who was supposed to be basically informing. He was going to inform on the drug trade. A police officer. He ended up being found dead in his cell. That's a crazy story. Crazy story. So much. Sometimes I just forget this country. This country is a mad country. This country is truly a mad country. Trinidad is crazy, I won't lie. So we basically have millionaires or possibly billionaires sleeping on concrete floors, sleeping with roaches, using a hole in the ground as a bathroom. That had to be so uncomfortable for them, I won't lie. That had to be so uncomfortable for them. We had the state building a case on trying to assassinate the prime minister and illicit funds and corruption and Papa Yoi. Trinidad, Trinidad is a strange place, boy. Trinidad is such a strange place. We hear and talk about magistrates being 1% fixers, and hey, this is too much to tell Jesus. For such a small island, we have so much corruption. Because Let me be real. Everybody like to point out the other person corruption, eh? Nobody like to point out their corruption. So when people start pointing fingers, of course more fingers pointed back at them. So this is going to be a real mess. You know, this is going to be a true bacchanal session to come in the following months or following years. Who knows how long this case will take. I really believe the state will try to wrap up this case as soon as possible. You know, because they don't have years. They truly do not have years. And let we say 4 years pass, the PNM is in charge. You know how things go in this country. You know, files lost. You know, charges dropped. So I don't think this is going to take years. I think this is going to be a speedy trial. This is going to be a speedy trial. People being arrested under emergency powers. How much more people gonna be arrested under emergency powers? We don't know. But a lot of people have been arrested under emergency powers. We see activists held under emergency powers right now. I mean, honestly, to me, he did some shipping. Should never say those kind of things. Should never think those kind of things. Of course, you know, keeping a man in jail is just punishing him. Hopefully, you know, let's try to seek some kind of you know, resolution to help his understanding, some kind of rehabilitation, you know, for somebody to really and truly understand the errors of their ways. You know, holding a man who hasn't done a violent crime in prison over a couple of months or weeks, to me that's just ridiculous. You know, let's save hefty prison time for people who have done violent crime. You know, still not excusing what he said. Right? Millionaires in jail. This is something I never thought would have happened. It has the UNC government has really shocked me. I wouldn't lie. The state has really shocked me this time. So why now? Why seek to arrest some of the most powerful families in Trinidad and Tobago or hold them under emergency powers? Why now? You know, the state has already revealed a lot of their case. They haven't revealed a lot of the information or intelligence that they have, but it seems that they're going full speed ahead with the situation. And they're seeking out some of the best lawyers. Sir James D. I look him up. I look up this lawyer, and he is he's one of the top lawyers, you know, in the UK. So they spare no expense, which I honestly, let me say, if somebody is doing something wrong, fine, yeah, you know. If they're not involved in anything, Papa, hey. First of all, it makes some powerful enemies. One. Secondly, they will sue the brakes over this company or of this country. You understand? Because these people, I'm pretty sure they haven't had any kind of hardship in their life since they're born. You know? So for them to be locked up and living in squalor, Papa, hey, And then we see, like, honestly, since we started exposing corruption, I'm pretty sure more corruption will start to rear its head. You think half of these people don't have information on each other? Half of them have information on each other, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be ugly. It is going to be ugly. I'm pretty sure most of us, we just here for it. Somebody say add me. Pretty sure most of us, we here for it. We here to find out or to see what is going on
Chance,
in our sweet island.
chance,
Sweet
it
Trinidad and
bigger,
Tobago. Good night.
chance, it
How
bigger
you
than you
going?
think, boy. I
I'm going
good,
to
I
turn on more
good.
volume.
It, it bigger than you think,
Uh-huh.
because to do certain things, you have to get approval to do certain things, you know.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. So it's who going and talk on who.
There's the thing about it too. Who going to talk? Who going to be the people
No,
who?
no, no. As somebody go have to talk, you know.
I think somebody already talking, eh?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The talking, you know, but it's not directly talk to who the one to talk to now.
Yeah.
But as I say, that is one of the powerful families in the country, and them literally, we like to see how it's really them that's run the country now. Because
Correct.
that what we does see is them that run the country.
But that's the thing, eh? You see, money. People always thought money runs things because again, with money you can pay for anything, but power. That's what they were missing. No, they don't really have any
I go in
big
and so I go in and
political.
give you
You
I go in
know.
and give you an example of one thing here, right?
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
think Gary Griffith want to be the commissioner for money?
No. Of course not.
For power.
Yeah, power.
For power. So that's the example to show you that them already had the money, so what them want is the power
Yeah.
to be able to do things on them time. And
Correct.
they had the power to do it.
And
But they like to say,
we seeing how
yeah,
much of a sympathizer he is at the moment. He real sympathizer. He real
chance.
sympathizer. Nobody. When we talking about Joshua Samaru, you know he will have his opinion, but of course he will say yes, the police wrong. So this in this instant,
No, there's a whole different situation.
yeah,
This is ex ministers could be end up in the jail too.
correct.
Because as I say, you can't just do things like how you want to, you know. You have to get approvals, you have to be able to talk to this one, talk to that one, talk to the head of this one. There is a whole line going and get crumpled there, you know. If they
And
decide to reach to that now.
and you see how we bringing in these foreign lawyers.
Yeah.
This is going to get this is going to be very mainstream because I wouldn't lie. You know, I just have a little information and thing like that, and I said in
Yeah.
a video yesterday,
Yeah.
it's a powerful agencies that are watching Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I got that information firsthand. Powerful agencies are watching Trinidad and Tobago from the UK, and not
Yeah,
even
from
sure
the
in the
UK, yeah.
United States.
But you have to remember we kind of run under the Privy Council, right? So of
Correct.
course it will have entities on that side will watch what going on here,
Yeah.
and it have plenty other issues that I just find that whole situation was not one that they could have focused on. I find it have others that they could have focused on, because I go on talking codes here. I don't want to talk out now. It had 3 point something billion going missing just so.
Mm.
And nobody know where the money gone. And I find I just want the could have raised that now. But
Yeah.
I so want to target the head now. But the head go and walk away from that now.
But I think part of the target is not just because some of the things that was hinted is not just this family. I believe that they think this family has a connection to
Yes,
politics, and
yes, yes.
they're also trying to bring down the stronghold of a certain
That
party.
is that is
And
something that, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, and you see, if they actually break down that stronghold, that will actually make them look so much, especially if they expose things, right? That will make them a lot stronger, especially while this party is weak.
Yeah, but the court system don't run by that, and that
True.
is why they're trying to bring in them lawyers. But as I say, as you say before in previous thing, judges, the this is not a normal family, you know.
Yeah,
This
it's not.
family does talk outright that they are powerful, you know. They just don't say it. Like, I watch a clip where they sit around a table and they was talking, and them saying that they untouchable.
Yeah, when you reach to that level, I can't doubt you. You're really untouchable. If you could come out and say for the world, come out and say to the world that y'all are one of the most powerful families and y'all are basically
They
yes
say it. They
untouchable.
just say it. They say it outright. They just say it
Yeah.
outright.
Yeah. But we'll see how this go. We will truly see how
No,
this
no.
turns out because
I have my three eyes on it now because it's something
yeah,
very interesting, and I
yeah.
want to see what it will lead to now. And I think, honestly, I think nothing going to come out right, and they're going to sue the state now.
Wow. I think
That's
this
what I think.
situation we should just leave it alone.
Yeah, yeah,
We observing,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
at the end of the day, this is no we business, you know.
yeah.
This is no we business, you know. This is our time just to look and be in awe of what is going to happen and what is going to come out.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that it will bring to me if the state is really and truly bringing a big shot lawyer to waste his time. That's weird, you know. And for him to take a case like that to basically not win, because you know these men all about winning.
Yeah. So what you're saying is them having them mind that them will come out successful with the case.
I feel so. I feel they believe they will be successful, but again, success is all about success on paper is different than success in court.
But true that.
You know, I tell you, on paper, Michael Jackson looked guilty.
Yeah.
In court, nah. So it comes down to whoever talking, whoever's the witnesses, how reliable are they? You know, because I mean, you're seeing this. This is to me. We always hear talks about people funding the gangs and things like that, but
Yeah.
to say the person who started Mario's, the daughter, is funding a gang, that is I hope they should have proof. But for some reason, this woman has been locked up for since
A
April.
while. Yeah, a while. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
the grounds to keep her has to be strong. And to be honest with you, how how long you think she gonna stay inside there before she crack and start talking? Them men, she ain't built for that. Half of them ain't built for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for real.
You know, you are heiress. You are used to such a comfortable life
Yeah.
to be in jail and basic
Four
smaller.
walls. Four walls, yeah. Four walls.
That's a
Yeah,
difference.
I see a
You
difference,
people
yeah.
start to sing.
Yeah.
You start to sing to get out because you're not built for
But
that tough
but
exterior.
but but singing could cost you a lot too, eh?
True.
So don't forget that part, eh? Singing could cost you a lot.
Yeah.
So boy, it as we say, we just saying down
Yeah.
and be paying attention, and
I don't want any information on this. I just going to soak in everything and just regurgitate because me want to know
Yeah.
nothing. Me want to know nothing. You know, these people are big business. Some of the big businesses in Trinidad, and
Yeah.
what will happen to the country if some of these businesses actually fail due
Fall,
to
yeah, fall, yeah, yeah.
that's a whole next
Yeah.
situation we need to talk about.
Yeah.
It's
Because it
a
it
lot to come
it
out.
yeah, but I think it, as you say before, the 4 year span, does come and
Bro.
change and but I think with this the situation here, it don't have that 4 years now because they go and push it now. They're going to
Yeah, they're gonna put. They
do,
see
yeah,
how
yeah,
they see.
yeah,
You remember the UNC government that trial Dolce, yeah.
yeah,
So they hurried that case up.
yeah.
I believe they'll
I
hurry this
think
up
that,
too.
yeah, I
They
think
will
they're
want a
gonna,
quick judgment.
yeah, I think they're gonna push this.
Would that
And
work
this is
for them or against them? I don't know.
right.
I just hope they have the facts, and because
No, but
this would be
the win come
embarrassing
with the
for the
the
country
the win.
if they
They ain't gonna
don't.
come like, yeah, but I think they will come with like the the trying to make a guess now. I think they have something, but it ain't gonna be solid to sing them now.
No, but again, the Hadids have money, eh? The Hadids and the Sabgas, they will.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure soon we will hear them bring out the top shot lawyers too, eh?
No,
Because
well,
trust me,
that yeah, of course that
this fella,
without
what's
any
his name?
money.
What's his name? The former AG
Forget his name.
Alwari.
Indian,
He can't
yeah.
cut it.
He ain't fit for that.
Nah, he can't cut it. So I'm pretty sure we'll
Yeah.
hear announcement of more
Them
big shot
them
lawyers as well.
them and all might fly in people and all. Same way.
Hey, that money, they have the money, you know. They
Of
have the
course.
money. So trust me, use the money or stay in jail. That's the whole
Right?
thing about it. They will use the money.
Yeah.
That's what this money is for. Nobody want to be in jail.
Yeah. With
You
that press,
know?
I see how they make that press stay. The real uncomfortable day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a normal comfort. That is yeah, that is
Nah, but again, I don't know the people I don't know the people. I don't know how if they're guilty or they're not guilty. I could just imagine how uncomfortable they are
yeah.
because jail in Trinidad, jail in Trinidad is
Yeah,
horrible.
bad, yeah, bad, yeah.
I had to do some stories and thing, and I saw some situations, and that's no place to be. That is not no place to be. So again, my heart goes out to the people to leave that kind of comfort and to sit down in a jail.
Yeah.
We find four walls and you have nothing to do. Nah, boy. Hey,
But
that will humble you.
it go humble them and they go get to talk to the normal people now, because them really talk to the normal people now. So they go get to talk to normal people and get to understand that, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you all have influence. You all are, as I say, if you all are the most powerful family, if you all are seeing what the common man goes through, and you
Don't
are currently going
understand.
through
Yeah,
it, and you do
yeah,
get out, I hope
yeah,
that you could actually bring some type of change
yeah.
through your
Yeah, to
audience.
your
That's
life.
all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, you have the means to change the system because you all have the means to fund parties and fund elections and things like that. Yeah, hey, people living in some horrible conditions. You know, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
human, be a
somebody
human
say.
being.
Yeah, somebody say taxpayers' money, but
Hey, we will see what we want to know. Hey, at the end of the
yeah,
day, if people have to be found guilty, if these people are doing wrongdoings and you have to be found guilty, yeah, cool. My taxpayer dollars could go to that. But have a case. They have to have a case. Don't just
Yeah, I
bullshit
think
be around
I
this.
think they do, you know. But as I say, it mightn't be as strong to crush them now, because it could be, as I say, if they do crush them, it have other people will get crushed too now.
Yeah, but no, because so far the case, I don't know. So far, of course, they're not giving out everything with the case, but what they say again to assassinate the prime minister, that's crazy. But what they had the man saying on, I guess is a tap call.
Yeah.
They say he expressed violent intentions by stating that persons would be shot in the head. Crazy statement
Yeah,
on paper. That's crazy
yeah,
to
yeah,
say, but
yeah.
that's what, hey, people, watch what you're saying in your own home too, eh? Watch what you're saying in your own homes, especially around people and things like that. Watch what you're saying, because he ain't wanted to come back and bite you. And Genevieve say, well, what did Genevieve say? How she made these statements to the effect that the death of the prime minister and members of her government was required. That's crazy. Who did say them thing? Who does just say that? I don't say that. You know?
That you don't use them choice of words.
No, that's to me. Just saying that is man. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think they would just hold them on just random statements like this. It had to have more. But this is the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. You can't say these
You
things.
you
A
can't
man get locked up for
less
the
than
man
that.
barely even curse she.
Yeah, curse, yeah.
He cursed the gods and things like that, and he in jail still. So these words, these killing words, nah, that you have to do better than that. So people, watch what you're saying in your own homes too. I hope you ain't saying this in the first place, because that's crazy. You know? At the end of the day, even if you do agree with the prime minister, that's still our prime minister at the end of the day.
Yeah, we have to respect her.
Yeah, we have 4 years of her, and trust me, you need the prime minister to do a good job so that the country can prosper, because she's not going anywhere for 4 years.
Yeah. So we have a long sit down. We have a very long sit
down. People, I mean, we in the internet era and everything like that, but watch what you're saying. Watch what you're saying. I know respect is earned there, but
I don't like how people has come and they just might take like how people has come and bashy, and I don't have any problem, because I think that she sit down for 10 years and pay attention to plenty things what the other side do, and they might have a different view on how them see things. So that's just my view on it now.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing more people on the live. Let me have an open conversation on this, because I know a lot of people who have different views. So we have Abdul.
Yeah, chance. Good night.
Was it? We have Arita. So Abdul, what's your thoughts on this whole thing? Where you think this is going? Good night.
Chance, you know how to run in and run back out, because when I say certain things, you just get all kind of flag and bang and all kind of crazy thing.
Yeah, if I get no, they ain't gonna flag me yet, because I'm picking up for them on a certain side right now.
Okay, you know? Well, here what's going on.
I get flagged when I start talking against people. Yeah, get flagged these days a lot.
I not on no side, but what I do is I just critically think, and nowhere in this whole thing, if you watch it from start to beginning, from beginning to which part it is now, you would see that the government charged these people for anything. First they said a search warrant, then they were holding them for inquiries, and then they decided to issue the PDO, right?
Yeah.
nowhere said in anything about any drugs, anything about any pew-pews, nothing of the sort. Nothing they said. The only thing is what you just read there, that somebody told somebody that these people threatened this particular government entity.
No,
right?
well, you remember they gave more information to her, Rita.
but
They give a piece of information every day. So it wasn't the first set of information I got. It came from the Harvard. So what they were saying, how I believe she has been, talking, right?
Yeah, she has been talking and she said certain things towards the prime minister and this current administration. But to say like what I see people posted on social media and down in people comments about drugs and pews and all kind of thing, that is not the basis. And I think the Homeland Security Minister said it well and said it the best. Let the investigation continue. But nowhere said anything. Nowhere.
Remember, to me, they did hint for drugs. But they chose the words wisely. So when they said, when they said that they were investigating Balize house, and again, we reading between the lines here, right?
Right.
So we didn't have no definite answer because they chose the words wisely, we saying, right? When they say how they were investigating Balize house, they said how they were looking at illicit funds, that Balize house was built with illicit funds. Right? They were talking about basically a lot of different things they try to use. So they didn't say drugs per se, but they were trying to hint at money laundering. They were trying to hint at different things, but they never came out and say it boldly.
Right. So for me, right now, I telling you my mind. And Trinidadians, you know what it is I realize? We are Trinidadians, we just think in our box. We just think in our box right through. And if it is you think in our box, you'll never see the bigger picture. I don't care what it is these people and them was doing, what they end doing, because it have much more than this set of 1%. When people say 1%, they think about the Syrian Lebanese community. That is not the case. We have other people who make up the 1%. 1% is a group of people. It's not an ethnic group. It's a group of people. It can have anybody inside of it. Right? And I am watching very closely that certain things in this country has missed us. We never look DS when she was unalived. Nobody, we didn't bring in Queen's Council. We didn't bring in baristas for that.
No.
That woman was basically unalived in this country in one of the most gruesome way. We didn't do that. So I am asking, and I just sitting in the back and I'm watching, I just like you, I'm paying close attention because you can't tell me. If you're shoking, if you're pulling out a penny, I'll shock for everybody, you know. It can't be one-sided.
No, it can't be one-sided.
It can't be one-sided, you know. And we as a people need to stop view the Syrian Lebanese community alone as the 1%ers. I don't care what video them make. Them was in the remit of their own house. Somebody went and interviewed them. Them make the statements. What about the people who didn't get interviewed? Look, this nice, lovely lady. What's she name? Miss Bhagwan Singh. Deceased. Nobody never went and interviewed she. You don't know what it is she would have said and she was considered as a 1%. Trinidadians need to get the head out of that mindset. I watching, but I will tell you this very much so, Mr. Chance. Here it is. Queen's Council or not, let me tell you all something. If this case don't stick, remember I tell you tonight, Trinidad and Tobago will eat the bread that the devil need when it comes to taxpayers' dollars, Yeah. All right? Or let's sit down there and kiki and laugh and ha 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 and he. Continue.
Yeah. No, but if a crime has happened, spend the money.
Yeah.
If you have a case, spend the money. Because at the end of the day, that money go and spend it elsewhere anyway. So spending money because at the end of the day, if we had to make Trinidad and Tobago better, spending money. We always talking about we want to catch
big fish.
whoever
Yeah.
is the big fish. Maybe we don't know. I don't know who the big fish is, but
Yeah,
maybe
but let me come and get all the fishes now.
Maybe they cast the line.
Well, I hoping in every year for the term they at least catch one big fish. It can't be a certain group of people alone. Because what I would tell you is that this is not going to end well for Trinidad and Tobago. And somehow we feel that Mr. Hadid and his wife and the Syrian Lebanese community is only restricted to Trinidad and Tobago. This is a conglomerate. It's regionally.
Yeah.
People don't understand that right now, it's a great part of the world that is watching us and watching what we're doing with this man.
No, but people are watching. And I said it earlier. We haven't talked in a while. But I've gone in some meetings and things like that, and it had names I thought it was just in movies in the UK that are watching Trinidad. When they hear things like MI5 and things like that,
yes,
right? I thought that was just a movie, you know.
So let Trinidad
and I said it in a video yesterday. There's people watching this country, and
that is it.
They're looking to see what is going on because
that is it.
Yeah.
But I only hope that we could get some results for people like Dana Sitahal and all those people who would have passed. You see the same level of urgency. All them people who go on with money in up Miami and all about all over the place. I want we to get back with money in the same way. You understand? Because they are considered 1% also. So let me go. Yeah, Panama, thank you.
The money went to retire.
But I was telling you, so I want to know. I want to see. I don't want to hear nothing about Bali J House alone. I want to hear about everything. Well, if you're going after 1%ers,
that's why
them hold them in a chokehold.
This is none of we business, you know. We just have to look back with some popcorn and watch. Because at the end of the day.
Now we can't say that chance. We can't say that.
No.
We can't say that chance. Let me tell you why we can't say that chance. That's real dangerous to be saying. That real dangerous to be saying. We can't say that. Because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? Let me say objective. You want to crush the quote unquote Syrian Lebanese 1% because they're financing allegedly the opposing political party, right? So you get rid of them and you fill that vacuum. Your intent and your motive for doing this is not country first, you know. Your motive and your intent for doing this is to put your people, and I will say it, your ethnic group
are coming off
in
the top shutter position in the country.
You think so?
Nothing so. We know so. That is what.
Right.
That is what.
Because people talk. People is
chance.
People is talking.
These people and them said it in the parliament. You know, they use parliamentary privilege, or they go back and watch the whole clip. You know. You remember the same Dominic Hadid when it is here what going on. You know, I find strange when Dominic say why it is the government taxing business people. He never said he, you know. He said, why is it that this current administration taxing business people to this great extent and talking about increase this and increase that and increase the next, and the economy is not booming as it normally does? It's because he become a target from the moment he opened his mouth. Or they go back and watch it. It's he who started this, you know. He put a target on the back the moment he opened his mouth and started to talk that way. So you see me?
I'm not looking into no information. I just tell people that. I'm not looking to get any. If all their information, I just look and I spectated.
So what will happen? Listen, right? Listen. What will happen?
Right. Popcorn and Coke.
Let me say, right? Or they blaze the fire under the People's National Movement, or they burn it down to cinders and ashes. Right? What gonna come out of the ashes? Or they gonna call an election? I not seeing if that happen, any elections called in the future. I'm not seeing that. And I say it.
You know how things is move in this world when you expose me and you hit my people, it's time for we to hit yours.
Because
Well,
guys,
why?
yeah,
Me, I want to be
That's
mixed up,
why.
Chance.
That's why I say I look in.
Yeah, me too. I looking on.
Because
And let me
you
tell you, I
see,
with my popcorn and my coke.
when our gunfight start to take over, and you hit me and I hit you, and I just looking on. I in my house, I looking behind a screen and thing like that. I'm not involved. Who make a jail? Make a jail. But there are a lot to answer for in this country, and on both sides, yes, we have the death of Dana Sita Hall that needs to be answered. So much corruption that was going on. Sniper rifles.
you know what they
People being
behave
killed with
like?
sniper rifles and
You know what they behave? This administration behaving like? Which one of the Caesars did say you can't have the house to yourself, burn it down? Burn the whole place down. Let's burn it.
Boy,
I can't have it burn it.
Boy, leave Colonel Fasad Bisasa and this administration to do what they had to do. According to the saying, the chips will fall where they may. But I am very much looking on and I watching. And trust and believe. This case I go take long enough. This case I go take long. It's not going to take long at all. And trust and believe, for our sake, Mr. Hadida, sorry. You gotta take a loss on this one. But because if you win, I know what you're gonna do. Because your wife inside it too.
yeah.
You understand? At the end of the day,
I want somebody. I would.
No,
I would like somebody from the opposition benches to go in the parliament and ask, where's the details of this security and intelligence deal that they're making arrangement for with Israel?
Oh God!
Where's the target? Where's the mission?
Well, that news come out today, so we still looking to get.
I go
We still looking to get more information on that. But of course,
let's talk about things on me,
Of course, we don't know. That was surprising to me.
I was somebody going to parliament and stand up and ask the government if the government of Trinidad and Tobago, as a member of the United Nations, is supporting the actions being taken by Israel right now in Lebanon and in Palestine. I was somebody ask them that question, let them answer on the Hansard. I was somebody ask them. Why nobody asking them?
By them people, them businesses, I find all of a sudden, chance I been real with you, I find all of a sudden Trinidad and Tobago get pushed or propelled into a geopolitical space that I have never seen before. And I just hoping that my country come out on the right side of history.
Exactly.
Because if we come out on the wrong side of history, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what it is we as the millennials, like myself and Chance and a lot of people, not most people, but a lot of people go in and tell the next generation. Because we see now and we are allowing things to happen. Let it flow how it is.
But I wouldn't lie, Arita, history is being rewritten right now. We looking at a change. We are looking at a change.
It's not only Trinidad alone, it's around the world you're realizing that the things that people are accustomed to or what they're accustomed seeing, changes taking place, and maybe the gods decide this is how the badness had to go. But before I go, because I need to go, hear this. Chance, you had to run alive on them Milat and my patron, Chance, it appearance out here right now. Who know until they said, because as a parent you will know what it is going on with your child academically. And that was the only door, boy. That is the only door. And it was literally, they said the door is shut, but it closed. I don't know what I mean. Right? And if it is,
why they close it, Arisa?
we're studying to fight. We let the government do what they have to do with the upper echelons, the 1%ers and the this and the that. But in the meantime, you're not only in that, you're closing doors for people, for the younger ones. And that is crazy work. Because I'm going to tell you something. I hearing some stories where people actually coming out and saying what they would have gotten under these programs, especially the Milat and the MyPat. They're saying that they was able, is whom mother saying, my son end up being more disciplined. It have a mother who, I hear she called the radio station this morning on Whitney and said that she didn't have money to send she child to school for the first 3 years of school, and put him in Milat, I think it was. And he come out a day with 7 subjects plus a trade, meaning a skill.
Yeah.
So wait is
Arita, there is a reason for them shutting down these programs, you know.
Me, you know, I
There's
don't
a
know.
reason for them shutting down these programs. They have to they have to maintain the class structure. They have to maintain it. And if
What
you
you mean?
haven't, I'm gonna say what I'm saying. I don't care about them, I go say what I say.
Oh God.
If you haven't, these are youth men who otherwise most likely would have fallen on the wayside. Now coming out with a trade, discipline enough to learn the trade and execute the trade, potential to open business and become entrepreneurs. Why would they encourage that? Why would they want that? They're not about that.
Well, me, you know
What happened?
But I think
What happened when Custard was unveiled? What happened within the poor communities, within the people who couldn't afford to pay to go UE? It had an upsurge in these people getting that level of education. They don't want these things. This is not something they want. And sorry
I hope not, but
to say, but
that's
it's
crazy.
I hope
they don't want that for the other ethnic group. You need to still be a worker, be an employee, beg them for something when you see them, and they can look down on you.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something, Chance. What we have right now for the youths, because I just look for solutions. CCC closed down. CCC closed down. My lot, my part. What else again it had going on? What else? Boy, me, I don't know, nah. I guess them know.
It's a ways to make money, youths. Just work hard and try to find it. Even on this app, you can make money. So if they try to hold you back, yeah, you find your way. You know, believe in yourself and try to find your way. You know, you don't have to rob and steal. You know, just budget and put your head down and work. Yes. I see. I sometimes just on this app, I just see the youth pen and thing. They're making their videos and they're so proud. You know.
They were saying
that's the direction you're going. Go that direction. Go YouTube.
There's no reason you could tell me the government could justify shutting down these programs. It have no reason you could tell me that. You could how they justifying that, but you're finding big money to pay King's Council. But you're shutting down programs for youth men who might fall on the wayside to have a better life and come out with skill and discipline. You don't see that as a necessity.
I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, but somebody had to. Then still she's a liar. Cause last year he said how no way that was gonna happen, that they was going to shut down my lap on CCC.
Look, somebody say trust no one. Trust no one saying you know the cost of these programs you talking about. I will tell you the cost of it. It running about, because I just do my research. So it running about $9 million for the year.
Yeah, and I am a product of CCC.
Let me ask you a
Right?
question now.
No, I think somebody call your name today and say you said that. I didn't know that, you know.
Yeah, I'm a product of CCC.
And
Listen.
look, you come and you is a degree holder. You work in media in media.
I was
You're
I was a lecturer in UE.
You're correct. So at the end of the day, it would have served some purpose.
What that program did to me, for me, I grew up in Diego Martin and La Peralta Avenue. So the NED is a place where coming out of La Peralta, it seems like it doesn't have hope for a lot, because a lot of the things you see is block and badness and thing like that. And my mom and them, they sent me in CCT, and I wouldn't lie, I got disciplined there. It was I learned how to handle an interview. I learned a lot. I learned a trade.
You
It wasn't
see?
a trade I went on to do, but I learned
Yeah.
a trade. Main thing is I learned discipline.
Well, boy, as I say, with everything, I go on chance because let the chips fall where they may, and I just looking on at the level of convenience and convenient outrage that Trinbagonians have. If it's and it happens on both sides of the fence, PNM and UNC, when the PNM in office, it have certain persons within the PNM that they're selective when certain things happen. And right now, I'll be being honest, the persons who support, because I just see people like, because I see Bahadur running your life here now. People like Bahadur and them just running and talking, bordering on racism and all kind of nonsense. At the end of the day, I watching how it is. We sit down, whether as PNM or UNC, and allowing certain things to happen. And because it's we government, it's we government. So depending on who you're supporting, that's my government. So when I do it, it's wrong. But when you do it, it's right. And when you do it, it's wrong. And when I do it, it's right. That's how we operate, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let me go with it, and let me
But
see how far that will take Trinidad and Tobago.
But at
That's
the
all
end
I
of the day, for the youths listening, if it are any youths listening, at the end of the day, it have a way out. You just put your head down. You believe in yourself. You find a career that you want to do, and you go 100% with that. People, you know what? People laugh at me when I was looking TV6. People laugh at me and say, "But what you mean by you going and teach?" You understand? I hold on as a teacher for a little 3 months. I take a vacation, and I take my whole vacation, and every 2 days I went and teach, and I take a day off that day. And
You see?
that turned out for me teaching in UE for about 5 years. I started teaching when I was 26 years old. I was a lecturer in UE at 26.
Okay.
I left UE when I left TV6, and that's because I wanted to create my own things. So I wanted to, just like I left TV6, I created my own media station and created my own
I see
school.
somebody put on the job training. Again, on the job training and those OJT is so when it is you already have your subjects. We're talking about children who like the woman I talk about where she said she didn't have money to send she children to school and she enrolled them at Form 3 level or Form 2 level, or the age that around that age, that 60, that 15, 16. I'm talking about these programs where it's kind of stepping in the middle of school. That school age. That is what I'm talking about. OJT is when you're done achieve what you have to achieve and you get five O levels foundation and you apply to work, whether it's in a school or whatever the case may be. It's not that I'm talking about. I'm talking about that. You see that integral part there, that 13, 14, 15, 16 is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about nothing else. Yeah? And yes, corporate, not everybody academically inclined people have to, but parents, my only advice is now that they don't have them thing, and to the men and them who is the big tradesmen and them who like running car shops and thing, if all they see a little youth man come by all here and tell all you, well, they want to learn something, don't run them, don't. Once they show that interest, the men who doing plumbing, who putting down tiles, if all they see, let them come, let them learn, because right now it have no way for them to go. Right? So,
Each one has one.
because if nothing, for the people who don't know, you see in COVID, it wasn't the man who had the business degree and the this degree and that degree. Check how much people did Airbnbs and all them things when it is development of Airbnbs and all them things during the COVID period. It's the man who had the skill. So let we try we best now. Let we try and assist because it had nothing. If it is you have a tradesman and a youth man come to you and say, hey, I want to learn this, don't turn him away. Don't turn him away. If you could pay him, pay him. If you can't pay him, let him know, hey, you can't get no money here right now and nobody go teach you. Right? So all they have to do, Trinidad and Tobago is up to all it to fight now, innit?
Yeah.
All they had a whole long fought. I don't know what to tell Ole again. Ole had to make all their own part because nobody not coming to save Ole. I'm telling you. Nobody not coming to save none of us.
Just, hey, once you believe in yourself and just do what you have to do, you will find a way. Trust me. You
Yeah,
will always find a way.
yeah. What you was
Do the
saying,
right
right?
thing. That's
Listen to
all.
what I
Do
say,
the right
right?
thing.
Listen to what I'm saying, right, Rita and Chance. Unless people actively get in these people's face, them don't care about the population. Because here what? All them still had the tax breaks to bring in the luxury vehicles while they're stopping programs for youths. They're still getting free tea, free coffee, free lunch, free breakfast, free everything in Parliament when they're on the break. They ain't cutting them thing. They ain't cutting none of the kickbacks again because for the position that the public vote them into. They ain't cutting none of them kickbacks. But they're cutting everything that is to benefit the citizenry.
True.
Let the chips fall where they may, partner.
Yeah. But guys,
And
while we
some of
wrapping
us will
up,
ever get through.
because I only want to stay for an hour tonight because I have to go on put my children to bed. Yeah, hey,